Saturday, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to chat with you and give you an idea of something that's kind of fun to do when you're exploring your fretboard. And that is looking for shapes on your guitar, okay? As you're playing through your scales and things like that, oftentimes what you'll do is you'll find visually that there are some things that seem like they're patternized on your guitar, which they very much are. So if you're not thinking in terms of intervals and things like that, which is very important as well, sometimes it's just nice to kind of look and see if you can find something that's more shape-oriented. So I thought, hey, I'll go live this weekend real quick and give you some things to work on. So if you're out there and you can hear me okay, say, hey, let me know where you're coming from, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it might be. So what we'll do is, I can see people are coming in now, so it always takes a minute. Hey, Carl, how you doing, bud? Ronald D is here. Very cool. And cool. All right. Well, we'll just give it a minute here. Like I said, it takes just a minute for the feed to go out, but I can see we already have a lot of people here. Raymond is here. Terry is here. Karen is here from Arizona. How you doing? Terry from Tyler, Texas. Kevin Smith is here. Russ is here. Very cool. From New York City. Okay, well, now we got just a ton of people. So awesome. Well, let me just kind of give you a rundown. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I know it's a Saturday afternoon. You probably have a million other things going on, but I just thought I would touch on this idea for you to start. Hey, Jeff. Jeff is here. Eric is here. Donald is here. Steven Souter is here. Ray is here. Very cool. Rick is here from Memphis. So thank you, everybody, for being here. This is great. So basically what I was going to show you is if you're not used to this, one thing that you want to kind of get used to sometimes when you're trying to get creative or look for inspiring ideas on the guitar is to start looking for some shapes and see if you can identify that. So let me show you this. Let's say we were in E major. Okay, so for now we're going to start off with pentatonic, but we're going to expand that as we go. So let's say I just came up here to the top of this pentatonic position right here, and I played 9 and 12. Hey, Alan. Hey, Gene. Hey, Tyler from Kentucky. Let's see here. Hadish is here. Christian is here. Chester is here from Pennsylvania. So let's just take that right there. So I've got 9, 12, 9, 12 on the first and second strings. Now, as we can see, I'm just making a shape, just a straight rectangle, we could call that, right? Okay, so if you started with something like that and then started expanding out from there, you might be able to experience some other shapes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some ideas of some different things. It starts off pentatonic, but it'll shift from there as we get going, okay? Mikhail says, I got a snakebite guitar, James Hetfield. Very cool, congratulations, that's awesome. All right, so let's go this direction, and let's go down below that into what I would consider in my brain the 5th position. So I'm playing 7 and 9. So I have 7, 9, and then I have 12, or 9 and 12. So I have these two shapes, different size shapes, but they're still shapes that are connecting. So I can start deciding then, how do I want to approach these shapes? Like maybe I just want to go like some sort of way to make this interesting for me. I don't have to pick them all. I can play legato. I can do whatever it is I'd like to do. Hey, Michael, glad you're here, bud. Love is here. Okay, so you can start making some things, or maybe you do something where you just play this much of it. You'll play, for instance, 7, 9, 7, and then I slide up. You know, you don't have to play the whole shape, but just the most important thing is that you're visualizing this, okay? So now let's start moving the other direction. So now I'm going to add that same kind of shape on the other side. I'm going to add 12 and 14. So I have 7, 9, 9, 12, 12, 14. So I have two small squares with a rectangle on the inside, right? And again, whatever fingers, whatever style, legato, staccato, picking stuff, whatever works for you. That's really not the point. The point is that you can visualize these shapes sitting here. Now, the shapes aren't always that symmetrical. Sometimes what we're going to need to do is change that shape a little bit. And so again, we're going to get to that in just a little bit. So now I've got 7, 9, 9, 12, 12, 14. That's what I'm dealing with right here. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, bud? Thank you so much for being here. Corey is here from Amarillo, Texas. James is here from Illinois. Mikael is here. Thanks for being here. Chris is here. Very cool. Kale is here from the Philippines. Awesome. So glad you're here. Okay, so those are our 3 shapes. Now, let's try and take that and change that a little bit so it's not just going to be pentatonic. It will include some diatonic elements as well. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of playing 12 and 14, which is still valid, no matter what I do, that's still valid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I'm going to start playing 12. Scott Stein is my brother from another mother. Scott Stein and Brett Stein are not my brothers. They are brothers. I am not, but I am. So, but no, we are not. We are not actually brothers. But 2 of the coolest people you could possibly know, Brett and Scott. So, all right. Anyway, Jesse is here from Fergus Falls. Very cool. So instead of playing 12 to 14, I'm going to play 12 to 16. So you see I get a different kind of sound when I do that. It's not just pentatonic anymore. Now I'm going to attach that onto my 9 and 12. Okay, so I can go up there and do whatever I want as well. Now I still have that 12-14 sitting there that I can do anytime. So I can drop into that 12-14 and then drop back out to the 12-16. Okay, so I can do that anytime I want. So I'm just visualizing these options of shapes. Now, we're going to keep going. So I have 12-14, which I then expanded into 12-16. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand back out and I'm going to play 16 to 19. Rick is here from New York. How you doing? Kevin is here from Sioux Falls. Very cool. Now, what I want you to notice is, as I'm playing this, it always has 2 notes on each string. So there's a technical aspect to this that when I get comfortable with this, I can kind of use that same technical aspect as I keep playing, right? Whether I'm doing hammer-ons or picking or whatever it is, or maybe a patternized thing that I'm learning. I can keep doing that. I'm just changing the shape is all I'm doing. Hey, James, thank you for being here. So anyway, here I am. I've got my 12-16 now. And that's connecting to 16-19. Okay, well now, if you think about it, on 16 and 19, if I come down here, I'm right here, right? So I could go back to 1921 and be that thing, that 7-9 that I did, 1 octave higher. So I'm actually connecting back around the circle here. So I'd have 7-9, 9-12, 12-14, or 12-16, which is what I'm doing now, is moving to 12-16. But you could do, 12-14, 14-16. You could make this anything you want. So then I'm doing 16-19, and then 19-21. You see that? So I can use any of that at any time, and I don't have to use all of them. I don't have to play them all the same way. This is all entirely what you would want to do with this, okay? It's kind of fun. What I love about moving from what I love about moving from 9 to 12 to 12 to 16 is it has this kind of larger intervallic sound because it's not just pentatonic. And then what often I will do is when I move down now I'm on that 7-9 that I first created. Instead of playing 7-9, I might play 5-9. And again, that's going to give me more of this diatonic sound because I'm not just using pentatonic then. See, so again, you can make some sort of pattern. It doesn't have to be fast. You could be doing... And it might sound really cool to do that. And so you can kind of just slip and slide through these in whatever way feels good to you. If you were doing... whatever it is that you like, you can explore. And again, you don't have to say, well, 5-9 is the only way I'm going to do this. Maybe you choose 7-9 or 5-7, 7-9, 2 smaller blocks instead of that larger rectangle. You could do any of those kind of things. Okay? So that's one way to approach these shapes on your fretboard, okay? Now, in learning shapes, obviously you're not thinking about intervals, you're not thinking about notes, and there's a positive and a negative to that. Obviously, the positive is sometimes you come up with some really creative things that maybe you wouldn't have if you were just thinking logistically about it. The negative side is that maybe that's not feeding you enough information to be able to make a connection to the key and the chords and things like that. So there's other options of things that you need to be thinking about as well. But this is just a great way of approaching this. Am I using alternate picking, Don asks. Not really. I'm just kind of playing. Johnny Baines is here. How you doing, buddy? Gary is here from Australia. Very cool. No, I'm just kind of playing. I'm not really thinking I'm picking or not picking. I'm just kind of playing. So whatever works for you is the most important thing. So now let's think about maybe making something that moves across the guitar a different way. And then I'm going to let you go so you can have the rest of your weekend here. So let's say I was doing this. So I'm still going to be in E major, but I'm down here. I'm playing 6-9. And then instead of playing 6-9 again, which would be that, I'm going to play 6-9, 6-8. Okay? So again, I'm adding more of that diatonic sound as opposed to just playing it pentatonically. So I'm playing 6-9, 6-8. Now the octave of that is right up here. I'd be playing 9, 12, 9, and instead of playing 9, 12, I'm playing 9, 11. This is just the D'Addario micro tuner or whatever they call them. I have those on a bunch of my guitars. They're elusive, they don't get in the way, they're not big and bulky, and if I need to tune it, I don't have anything plugged in for a pedal. They work great for that. So I've got, and of course I can connect those two shapes together by simply doing some sort of movement, right? Like a slide. So I could do that. So I'm doing 6, 9, 6, 8, and then I'm just sliding up to the 11 here, which is still pentatonic or diatonic, however you want to look at it. And then I can start all over and do the same thing up there. So my shapes don't have to exist on one set of strings. They might expand over multiple sets of strings. Here I'm playing 4th string and 3rd string. And I might do something like that. Now I'm sitting on, again, this 14, so I might expand into that 12, 16, you see? So I might come up this way. Into something else, right? Whatever it might be. So if that makes sense, okay, just keep that in mind as you practice this, all right? And again, don't worry about how fast it is or that sort of thing. Just start off really small and learn to see some sort of shaped visual idea and then how to expand out subtly from there. But always remember, the most important thing at the end of the day is that you're able to take this and use it in a musical sense, right? It doesn't have to fit every musical style or every key or every groove or every tempo, but if you get the idea, at least you can utilize it in your playing in multiple different ways by really understanding where it's coming from and then being able to visualize that. So you might just create a jam track or go on YouTube or something, or of course Guitar Zoom or whatever, and grab a jam track. Or I always like making them myself because I can just make something, for instance, that's just, maybe a static E chord that's just being played, and then I can sit there and without, a tempo or anything, I can just kind of explore that sound, right? Focusing not again on, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with playing it fast, so you can do whatever you want, but sometimes if you play it a little bit slower, you can really kind of get to know each note of that pattern or that shape that you're playing and how it sounds together to get that real unique kind of right? Or nice and slow. And you don't have to stay in that shape at any time. You can cut out and go wherever it is you like to go, all right? So anyway, take care, stay positive, and keep practicing, and I hope you have a wonderful